I am not watching another MLB game until baseball finally puts Steve Garvey in its Hall of Fame. Here's 10 reasons why Steve Garvey was always a superstar among superstars. Number 10, Steve Garvey was the best 10-time All-Star there ever was. That's right, the best All-Star there ever was, ranking first in OPS for anyone with 25-plus All-Star plate appearances, first in all-time All-Star slugging percentage, third in batting average, fifth in on-base percentage and runs scored, and eighth in RBIs. Plus, he's one of only 5 superstars to win All-Star MVP twice. Number 9, Steve Garvey was one of only 26 men in baseball history to start in 9 All-Star games. Number 8, Steve Garvey did not miss an MLB game in 8 seasons and had a 1,207 consecutive game streak that currently ranks 4th all-time in baseball history. 7, Steve Garvey had a 7-year span in the 70s when he joined the famous Garvey-Lopes-Russell-Say infield of averaging 201 hits and 104 RBIs. The only thing that could break that string up was the 1981 baseball strike. Number 6, Steve Garvey is one of only 18 players in baseball history with 6 200-hit seasons. Number 5, Steve Garvey played in 5 World Series with a .550 postseason slugging percentage that currently ranks 9th all-time for players with 150-plus plate appearances. Number 4, Steve Garvey is the only first baseman in baseball history with 4 Gold Gloves and 10 All-Star games. Number 3, Steve Garvey is one of 4 men in baseball to pull baseball's 3 MVP hat trick, winning regular season MVP, postseason MVP, and All-Star MVP. Number 2, Steve Garvey is the only 2-time National League Championship Series MVP, the only 2-time LCS MVP ever. And number 1, in his prime from 1974 when he was named National League MVP as a 25-year-old to 1985 when he played his last 162-game season as a 36-year-old, no one had more hits than Steve Garvey, who had 2,180 hits over those years. No one had more hits. Steve Garvey is the most clutch all-star, biggest postseason superstar there ever was, and still these jokers refuse to put him in their Hall of Fame. Right now, I'm writing a sequel to Field of Dreams, where I take Steve Garvey and a bunch of snubbed legends, and we kick the Hall of Famers' collective ass. I'm calling it Field of Dreams 2, Declaring War on War. Steve Garvey is my first baseman, Pete Rose second base, A-Rod third base, Bill Dolan shortstop, Barry Bonds, Shoeless Joe, and Manny Ramirez outfield, with Roger Clemens playing catch with Bill Freehan. And in the 9th inning, Steve Garvey hits a home run to win the game like he always did when he was surrounded by the biggest stars under the brightest lights. Steve Garvey, my man. He never did steroids, never gambled on the game, so there's no reason to lock him out of baseball's Hall of Fame. Steve Garvey is 74 years old now, and baseball owes him an apology for not inducting him in the last 3 decades. Steve Garvey was a superstar. Steve Garvey is a Hall of Famer.